Alright guys, I am doing my morning stuff, just getting the stream ready, letting you check out these price targets. This is a C1 chart, this is the A1 chart. Let me bring this down so you can see it. So just pay attention to this. I'm going to cover this in just a bit. We're going to go over these charts and some more, but look, if we break 55,739, your next support 54,944, 53,916. Your next major support on this chart here, 54,371, and then 54,776. Take note this yellow ring, guys. We're going to cover this in just a bit. And we're going to cover another chart that I don't have shown right now, but again, we're going to go over this. But I got to get my coffee ready and do a few things. I just want to have this up and running so you can see how price plays out before I get on the mic and we start covering all this stuff. So I'll be back shortly. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I was going to say, if you do want to access these charts, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, you do want to access them. It's $39 a month to get access to Bitcoins, precious metals, let's see, altcoins, Discord, and Twitter. Stocks and tutorials are separate. If you're interested in lifetime, guys, you'll have to email me to the contact page. We're going to cover some different charts. But again, I just want to have this up for you guys so you can watch it play out. If you do want that link, if you want to subscribe, this is the link. And if you want to get lifetime, just make sure you contact me through the contact page. We're going to find out if this goes lower. I'm going to give you some lower price targets to pay attention to. And I'm also going to give you some upside targets and potentially where we need to make contact at what price if this is going to pump. But yeah, we got a little bit to cover. So let me get this back the way it was. All right, bear with me. I'll be right back in just a few. All right, guys, can everybody hear me? I'm going to just run through this and cover these charts. Tell you what I'm looking at, what I'm expecting. And listen, I'm going to show you how accurate these charts are. The calls I made previously, and guys, you might not believe it, but they were to the damn dollar. I'm sure a lot of people that are subscribed to these charts can attest to that. Thank you, Too Low. So that ring right here, and I'm going to cover this. I'm going to get rid of these three charts on the screen because I have them full size so we can see them. But I was telling everybody, I said, look, if we push up, this is your resistance. If we come down, pay attention to this yellow ring. This yellow ring will send us down. That's exactly what happened. We made contact with this ring. It pushed us down. We just broke the 21 daily moving average, the exponential moving average, and we're coming down. So your next support is right here. And I know for a fact you'll catch a bounce here. You'll catch a bounce at the next one. This yesterday, I made a tweet, and I'm going to cover this. I said, look, if we push up, your resistance is right here. I'm going to put an arrow right here. We hit this point, and we came down once we hit this point. So you guys that shorted from this point, if you follow me on Twitter, you knew that this was a potential rejection point. It was a ring. I mean, I guess you could do something like this, I guess, but this did not give you the top. We pushed all the way up to here and got rejected. So let me get this off the screen, guys. I just want to go through this. And before I do, anytime you want to have access to these charts, you can 24/7. All you have to do is go to the website. And let me go ahead and just close these windows, guys. So again, before I get into this, if you do want to access these charts, I have Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals. If you are subscribed, it's $39 a month to access these three. You get access to my Discord and our Twitter, or my Twitter and our Discord. You need to email me to get the invite link and to follow me on Twitter because my Twitter is private. I do have tutorials teaching you how to create these charts. You just click on tutorials if you want. If you're interested, you can pay here, or you can. It's also one of the subscription options. I teach you how to create these charts, and then I have stocks as well. So just letting you know that the website's opguardcrypto.com. Here's the link one more time before we jump into this. It might go to 54,000. Anything's possible. I'm just showing you that it looks like we could be headed down to 40,000. It just seems like that's what's going to happen. Maybe not. I'm going to show you what support levels to pay attention to, right? There's one support level that needs to hold. If that holds, yes, we could go higher. So we're going to cover that. This was what I was talking about before. Let me just go through. This is kind of far back. This is the pattern I said we were in before anybody knew what pattern we were in. This was on April 1st. We came up, we got rejected, so that was a point too short. You can see we came down. This was the top. So this obviously ended up being the pattern we were in. Again, these charts help you find the patterns way before anybody else. We came down, we found support. And this is where I was talking about, look, if we break this, we are coming down, and that is what happened. You can see we came down, we found support on this ring. We're going to cover these rings as well. So let's get into this. Yesterday's live stream, guys. Were you part of yesterday's live stream? We were killing it yesterday. This was 33 minutes, 54 seconds in. I said, look, your resistance above, 59,049, right? This is 33 minutes in. And notice this ring. I said this is our pivot ring to send us down. This is 42 minutes in. So notice price pushed up right to this this yellow line. I said this is the point you want to short. We were pushing up to the ring. This was 2 hours 48 minutes in. We came down from this point. I said, guys, if you want too long, this is a point too long at 57,261. And you can see how it played out. We found support and pushed up. So again, they're to the dollar. They give you points to get in, to get out. If you're swing trading, guys, these charts are for you. So let's get into this. If you'll notice, we came down. Let me see if I can compare these. So this is the B1 chart, guys. This is the best one for swing trading the smaller targets. So notice we came down. We found perfect support right here. You see this wick right here, 55,725. If you break that, well, your next support levels are below. You got one down here at 54,969, and you got one here at 53,148. The reason these are so accurate is there's a certain way you have to set it up. I teach that in my tutorials, but it's basically like a fib retracement. but they're fib channels, so they're angled, and it follows the direction the price is following. Notice that we found perfect support here. We found perfect support here, support here, support here. So as soon as we broke the support level, down we came, we found support here. So just showing you this. Now I want to see if I have that price target on here. Let's see, 57. This is where we found support on this yellow line. I think we broke that line, because this is that yellow line right here. So guys, I'm giving you price targets. I'm showing you what to pay attention to, all right? So if these are just targets to pay attention to. Your resistance right now is right here, 56,556. Your resistance above to pay attention to is 57,502. Either get access to the charts, write these down, or take a screenshot. Your support, 55,767. Resistance, 56,542, 57,500. And then if you drop below 54,169, 53,148. These are your support levels and resistance levels currently. This here, this is the ring I was talking about. This is where we hit this ring, and this ring pushed us down. Now it is possible, if we cross this ring, we could come down. This is your next support level to pay attention to. Notice, actually, this is a support level I would watch. If you'll notice, we found support. We did get some wicks down here. The meat of the candle is pretty much on right this fib channel line here. So your support level on this chart to watch, your first support, 54,800. And right here, 54,168. I would like to point out on this ring previously, these rings do not always play the same. This is the same fib circle right here. But if you'll notice, what happened is we did get rejected at this ring, right? Which we're currently getting rejected at this ring now. It is possible, I will admit, it is possible we could get a pump and then come back down and find support. So we could come down, test this support, cross this ring, get a pump up to a certain point, but I think we'll start coming back down. I just want to make you aware that that is a possibility. These are your support resistance levels to pay attention to. Your current resistance on this chart, this is the C1 chart. This is 56,860. Keep in mind this blue moving average right here. This is the 21 daily exponential moving average. That is now resistance. That is actually bearish. If we do push up, your resistance above to watch, very, very strong resistance is around 60,363. Keep in mind, these are an angle. The further out, price gets higher. So that's why if you have the charts, you just load it up. You know exactly where, when price makes contact, when to potentially short, when to long. This chart, this is just another chart to show you. Look, your next strongest support level below is going to be right here. This is going to be very strong support. Let's see if this matches. 54,378. Right here. Wow, that's going to take us down. I say 54,378. So around, this could end up being support to push us back. But what I'm saying is pay attention when we cross this ring, guys. This is what I'm saying. Either we're going to continue to hit this ring right here. We're going to continue to hit this, and it's going to push us down to one of these support levels. Could push us all the way down to here. But once we cross this ring, watch, because it's very possible once we cross it, when a ring is resistance, once you cross, you can get a pump. So pay attention to that. Again, this is just your support level to watch, 54,378. This is important because on this chart, guys, this is what you need to pay attention to. This is what I was watching. This is what I was talking about in that last live stream. This is this pattern we were in with the MACD. I was saying, look, if we pushed above this trend line, that would be bullish to push higher. That's not what happened. I said, you know, watch to see if we get above it or if we come down. You can see this starting to angle down. You can see the RSI is looking a little bearish. Guys, look how close we are to breaking this pattern right here. I mean, right here, let me give you this price. This is the most important price target right here to pay attention to. If we break this, 54,700, if we break that, and I added this trend line right here. If you follow these wicks, you've got a wick here. Guys, this is a good way to find potential bottoms as well. Notice you got a wick here, and you have a wick right here. So if you take this trend line and you bring it out, this is what I love when you find confluence. When you bring this line out, it lines up right with this ring that we've been respecting, this fib circle right here. So it is very possible that if we drop, again, if you have a trend line, price is respecting. It hit it 1, 2, 3 times. So if you did get a drop, guys, what I'm saying is if we come down and we break this support at 54,700, then we are coming down to test this ring, which also coincides with this trend line right here. So that means your target potentially, and this is the 20-week, guys, creeping up. Depends on when you make contact. Again, that price target is going to be around 42,000, potentially 40,000, 41,000, depending on where this 20-week moving average is when we make contact. I do believe that that's where we're heading if we break, guys, if we break this pattern. This is the pattern we're in. You can see that. This right here, this is our resistance. This is our resistance, support, resistance, support. We could not make it above this point, this yellow line. We're moving down. We keep hitting it, hit it, get rejected. If we find support at 54,716 and we push up and we break 58,931, your next target above is going to be right up here. And I told you why this orange ring is important. This goes way back. This is going to be very strong resistance. That's why I said we're topped out. If we push up, the highest we go is 65,000 before coming down. I don't even think we're going to make it that high. I think we're going to break this 54,716, and we're coming down to test the 20-week. If that 20-week holds, we're still in a bull run. It is very possible if we come down and we hit this target, this is the lowest target you ever see again, and then we continue to go higher. If that target breaks, as I mentioned before, I have all of your targets mapped out below. If the 20-week moving average breaks, your next support is going to be down here around potentially 32,000. If it's out here, it's 37,000. This ring has been respected very well, going way back. Again, resistance, resistance, support, 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 broke it. Right here, this ring is going to be your lifeline if we break the 20-week. Resistance, 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 resistance. Resistance, resistance, came down, test the 20-week. We have not tested the 20-week since. So if we do break that 20-week moving average, notice right here, it was resistance, support, 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 pushed up. So if we do break that 20-week moving average, this is going to be the next point. This is going to be strong support, this red ring right here. So that's what I'm watching to see, guys. Do we break 54,700 and come down and test the 20-week? Or do we hold? So pay attention when you hit 54,700 and see if we push back up. Or if we break this, guys, if you take a trend line and you just do like this, you go from the bottom to the top and you pull this down, that matches up almost completely with the 20-week moving average, which, probably it'll be more like this. And that target, depending when you make contact, that right there is 38,900. Out here is 41,000. So I think we're headed 40,000 to 42,000, 40,000 to 42,000. But again, if we have a major drop and you do have access to my charts, I made a tweet about this. Make sure you load up Peak of the Bull Run 2.0 and make sure you load up the this chart right here, which is called. I lost my label, guys. It's somewhere on this chart. This is a Bitstamp moving averages. 300, 200, 100. For some reason, I lost the label for this chart. But that's what I'm saying. Load this chart up because I have all of your major drop targets. The DXY, so look, this looks like a descending, broadening wedge. Looks like the dollar is about to push up. Notice you find support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Now we're bouncing back and forth. This is a falling wedge. This is a bullish pattern. Looks like the MACD is about to start to angle up. RSI is already low. I expect the dollar to get a bounce and start pushing back up to our resistance at 92. Remember, the dollar up. Bitcoin's headed against the US dollar. That continues up. Bitcoin's going to come down. Bitcoin dominance. So what I've noticed, we're going to cover Litecoin and Ethereum as well. Notice that this is a resistance level right here that we are respecting. Now this is our resistance for dominance at 57.68, so it's more than likely this is going to continue down. But what's happening here is people are jumping out of altcoins. Altcoins are coming down, they're tanking. Ethereum especially, look at it coming down. So people are jumping out of altcoins, jumping back into Bitcoin, and that's causing dominance to get little pumps. Altcoins start coming down, you'll see dominance. Altcoins will come down, look. Altcoins come down, dominance pushes up because people are jumping out of alts into Bitcoin. And then they hop out into a stablecoin, continues down. Altcoins start pushing up a bit, and then they start jumping. When altcoins start dropping, they start jumping into Bitcoin. That's why dominance is pumping right now, and then I'm serious, it'll start coming back down. So I think we are on the cusp of something. And I've talked about this the larger, the DXY versus Bitcoin. Guys, just one more time, I just want you to understand why I believe that we're coming down. This was 2017. Dollar was coming down. Bitcoin pushed up 2,500%. From the dollar dropping 15%, the dollar Bitcoin pushed up 2,500%. The dollar pushed up 11%. Bitcoin dropped 83%. Dollar dropped a total of 13.24%. Bitcoin pushed up $1,474. If the dollar continues to push up to resistance up here around 104, that's a 13% increase in the dollar. That means we could have one hell of a drop. So again, that's what I'm saying. If the dollar pushes up to 13%, then that means we're definitely going to break this 20-week and come much lower. But it depends on what the dollar does in U.S. markets. But the most important thing to pay attention to is if we break this support right here, guys. If we break this support, we are coming down to 40,000, whether you like it or not. All right, let me read what some of you guys are saying real quick. Never forget 2017 reversal can come at any time. I think we're okay. Hey, maybe we are, and this is your okay point. If we're going to continue higher, this has to hold right here. This has to hold. If we break right here, 54,600, this thing is going to come crashing down, and you have support levels, 45,000 all the way down to potentially 40,000. If this does not hold, we're coming down. If it does hold, hey, yeah, maybe we're coming up to test 65,000. Hold on, it's probably a scammer. Hello? Is who? You calling from what? Damn scammer calls to scam me and then hangs up on me. What an asshole. So all I'm saying, guys, this is what I'm saying. This is your resistance. This is your support. If we cannot hold resistance, support, if we get rejected here, if you come down and we hold support at 54,657, buy right there. Buy and set the stop loss below, because we could push up and test 65,000. But guys, if we break this point, we are coming down. And again, I showed you can just do a trend line, guys. Just a trend line. Just go from the top to the bottom where you make contact, right? And you bring this down. That's right at the 20-week. Whatever, Bryant. Look, I gave you targets in that last live stream to long and short. People that traded it did well. It is very possible we could push higher. I'm telling you where to pay attention. If we hold support at 54,600, we can go higher. If it breaks, we go lower. I don't give a shit what you think's going to happen. I'm telling you what happens. If we break support, we're headed to 40K. If we hold support, we're going higher. Regardless of what you think, or if you're a moon boy and you think Bitcoin can only go up, go ahead, long it. I'm just showing you the facts. You break 54,657, this thing is coming crashing down. If we break the 20-week moving average, we're going much lower. For some reason, I lost my screen. All right, it's back. And you can see right here, go back, watch that last live stream. Every single one of these have been support. We're right now at 55,767. So if you wanted to take a quick long, you probably could right here. There's a reason I have this white, because this is strong support. So right now you could chance it long at 55,748 up to potentially 56,532. So let's just watch this for a minute and see what happens. Let's put it on 30-minute. Let's see if we catch a bounce right here. It doesn't matter what you're in. Apparently Tether can get away with murder. They were being investigated by the New York Attorney General. They just paid their crime tax and got away with it. So, yeah, you can be in Tether. It's safe to be in Tether. Tether's keeping Tether's been keeping this market up, and they're going to continue to do so since they can get away with whatever the hell they want. Hey, it's fine. And I think a lot of people that are probably leaving dislikes and upset, they're mad because they say, I counter trade everything you say and I make lots of money. So they probably counter traded everything I've said for the last 4 live streams and got freaking wrecked. Because everything I've said has been on point. I said, this is your resistance, this is your support, pay attention, and it's proved to be accurate. You can see that the price dropped and hit this target. I mean, it was almost to the tick, not quite. It's a reason it stopped there. This is very strong support and resistance. This is how you read the charts. You go back. This was a lot of support and resistance. If you go further back, you can see this was even more support and resistance. This white line right here. Support and resistance, support and resistance, support and resistance. You can go back even further. Very, very strong support and resistance. Right here, you got a perfect, look at that, perfect rejection. These lines are placed a particular way so we know if it's strong support and resistance. I can keep going back, but you get the point. Resistance, 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 you come down. So that's how I know that is going to be strong support. So if you're a swing trader, if you use high leverage, which I think is risky as hell, you probably shouldn't be doing that. But if you do, that is why when using these charts, you know when to potentially long or short. And sometimes they do not hold. Look. If this does not hold, this could push right back above. If not, this is your next target. So you probably would want to jump out of your, if you're in a long here, you would jump out. Again, it can always push back up. That's what happens. Whether you believe it or not, this is strong support right here. So does it continue down? If it does, this is where you put in your long. But it's very possible we'll hold support, we'll push back up to resistance. I appreciate it, Veggie. I just ignore him now, or laugh after the fact. But you see, this is holding right now. So your support is 55,747. I just showed you why this is strong support. Yes, they're going to send price down a bit, push it back up. If we hit 40,000, I'm buying. All right, well, that's fine. Great, but I tell you what, I'm buying at 40,000 with a stop loss. And if that holds, guys, I mean, that's bullish. That is bullish. If we come down and test the 40-week, I mean the 20-week, if we come down and test the 20-week, guys, that is so bullish because that means that our bull run is like the last bull run. We push up, we come down, we test the 20-week, it holds, we go sideways for a bit, we push back up, you know, we put a new all-time high, we come back down, we test the 20-week. That is a healthy bull run. If it continues just pushing up higher and higher and higher without touching the 20-week, you're just setting yourself up to get wrecked with a huge crash. People get more and more bullish, put more longs, and then it comes crashing down. But you can see right here, I mean, we came down below a bit, but look what happened. I said, look, this is your support to put in a long. If you put in a long right there, you're already in profit. If you want to take your profit at 56,532, that's up to you. Your next resistance above on this chart is 57,500. Let's see what's going on here. So this is, again, I'm telling you, pay attention to this ring. This ring could potentially be the point if we come down. Let's say we come down and we test this support right here, which would be right here at around 54,855, maybe 54,227, or 54,237. Let's say we come down and we test this support and we break this. We've been holding resistance underneath this ring. If we break this ring above support, we could get a pump, and that pump could initiate the pump that would send us back up right here to the top of this pattern. That's what I'm saying. That when we cross the ring, that could be the point that sends us back up. And if we break this resistance, your target is up here, right here around 65,000. But if we stay underneath that ring without crossing, that is what I'm saying. If we stay underneath this ring without crossing it, that is the point we're going to come down. If we stay underneath this ring and drop all the way down to, let me see here, hold on, a lot of charts. So we have to stay above 54,600. So if we go to this chart, okay, so if we break right here, this is what I'm talking about on this chart. This is going to be your next strong support right here. If we break this support anywhere between 54,733 to 54,900, if we break this support before crossing, if we do not cross this yellow ring and we're below it and we break this support, then we will be breaking this support level here to continue our drop down into the abyss, which hopefully is just the 40-week. Again, and if the 40-week holds, that's probably the lowest you'll see Bitcoin ever again, continues up. That is if the dollar starts collapsing and the markets start pushing up. I don't see that happening. I think the dollar is going to continue up. I think the markets are going to have a correction soon, and I think that's going to cause us to drop below the 40-week, but hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say here? If you got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I know I'm all over the place with this. I didn't plan this out. Why don't you answer calls on the stream? I do that all the time. I like to mess with the scammers, the spammers. I get them so mad they start cussing me out. I enjoy it. It makes me smile. Inverted head and shoulders? I don't see an inverted head and shoulders. I think people want to see what they want to see. People are so bullish and want Bitcoin to go up. They want to believe whatever they see. So is this inverse head and shoulders you see here? What, this tiny, if it pushes back up, this is your inverted head and shoulders? What the hell are you looking at? I mean, I actually see a head and shoulders. Here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's a shoulder. If that's the case, and you do this, it's pretty much the same damn thing I just showed you. I don't know why I can't draw a line. Wherever the neckline is right here, if that comes down, that's your same damn target. I mean, you can play this out as a head and shoulders. You hit the 40-week. You can just play this out as just the pattern itself, going from the top to the bottom. It doesn't matter. Whatever happens, we're coming down to test the 20-week. Yeah, I don't see an inverse head and shoulders. Anybody saying this an inverse head and shoulders is just desperate for the price of Bitcoin to push up. Again, all I'm telling you is the dollar is going to continue to push up. Well, look at it. So we're already breaking up. This is happening right now. Look, we're already breaking up from this damn falling wedge within this. And keep in mind, this is two bullish patterns. This right here is a descending broadening wedge. This is a bullish pattern. Right here is a falling wedge. This is also a bullish pattern. Look. So this is what's going to happen. The dollar is going to break up, push up to this point, probably come back down, test 92.67, and then moon straight up. And if the dollar is up, guys, this is what I'm telling you. This chart right here, this goes back to 2017. Actually goes back even further. This is all you really need to see. The dollar drops 15%. Bitcoin pushes up 2,500%. The dollar pushes up 11%, Bitcoin drops 83%. The dollar drops 14% or 13.5%, Bitcoin pushes up $1,474. If the dollar continues up, guys, why would Bitcoin do anything differently than it did last time? It's going to do the same damn thing. It is not different this time. The people that tell you, but it's different this time, got institutional money involved. No, institutional money wants to make money for their investors just like all the other ones. So they're going to sell like everyone else. If the markets start correcting, the dollar keeps pushing up, Bitcoin's coming down. That being said, if something happens and the dollar just starts dropping like crazy and the markets start putting in, higher highs, then you probably want to be long on Bitcoin. Why are we going to 40K? Because it's just time for it. It's just time to test 40K. But I'm telling you what to watch for. I'm just right here. It's right here on the charts, guys, and you can access these charts 24/7. Write this number down. If you don't have access to charts, if you're one of those expert traders that trade on PayPal, look, write this number down. 54,617. If that breaks, maybe you want to buy there. I would chance a buy there because that is our support right here. You got a wick here. You got a wick here. So if you come down and we hit this point, this is where you would buy to potentially push back up to 65,000. But if we break this, you want to get out of your long, or if you bought, because if we break this larger structure, we're coming down to test the 20-week. And the 20 week's right below us. Well, people can believe what they want. I'm just looking what's in the charts, guys. It's a pattern. If you break support, you drop lower. Where's your next major support? The 20-week moving average. Litecoin, guys, look, this chart has been pretty dead on accurate. I'm going to give you some support levels. You can see we have been respecting. This is on the 1 hour. This is the 200 exponential moving average. Look, this was support for Litecoin right here at $210. As far as this chart, you know, this is your next strongest support level. This has been proved. If you go back, guys, you just go back and you can see this line has been respected going way back. So you know for a fact that if we break this exponential, let me see what this is exactly. This is the 200 exponential moving average on the 1 hour. So if we break this $210, your next support is 205. Your next support, these are points too long. So if we drop to 205, chance a long. If it breaks, get out. Your next support is 201. If that breaks, the next strongest support level I have, guys, double support. Double support means it's likely you get one hell of a bounce. So if we drop below $200 for Litecoin, you get down to 184, you definitely want to buy that. That is a point I would buy in and go long. Your resistance right now is right here. Take note of this candle. It pushed up and hit it and got rejected. That is your resistance above. $220. If we push back up, your resistance above is 234. If we push above that, your resistance is up here at 248. Ethereum, you can see Ethereum's coming down. We hit this one to the tick. This was your major support that needed to hold. It did not. Your resistance above, so your resistance right now, notice this candle, the next candle opened right here, hit this to the tick. I mean, guys, look at that. That hit to the tick, to the dollar. $1,930. Let me make this bigger so you can see it. $1,930. So here, let me give you price targets for Ethereum to pay attention to. All right. Same thing that I told you with Litecoin. So if we continue down, your next strongest support is going to be right here at 1,893 to potentially 1,871. So I'd pay attention to that target. We're pretty close to that support level. Let me get rid of the smaller ones. You can't really see these. All of these will be your support levels. I'm just giving you your current. So your current support, we held support 1,931. Your next support level below is 1,892. This is an angle going down. Your next support level below that, 1,868. We push up. Now your resistance right now is 1,974. You push above that, very, very strong resistance at 2,028. So if you're lucky enough to buy right here at support, where you should have if you're playing these FIB channel lines, and we happen to push up, I would get the hell out of 2028. Well, you can call it FUD all you want. I've been accurate so far, so maybe you should listen and stop being an idiot. And again, we're still holding support right here, guys. So if you long this point, but I'd be very cautious. I'd watch dominance. Dominance is at resistance. If this dominance level holds right here, dominance could come down. My next support level I have for dominance is way down here at 54 to potentially 53.78. So again, if dominance starts coming down, that means everybody's jumping out of Bitcoin. That's bearish for the price of Bitcoin. And I can't stress this enough. If the dollar continues to push up, that is bearish for Bitcoin, especially if we get large moves. I don't have that. I don't have a chart for that. I will be updating. I will be creating some charts. I promised people Lisk and some other ones. I've just been too busy doing some other stuff. I'm gonna try to do maybe I'm gonna try to do one or two charts a week. But I just want you to understand that these charts are accurate, guys. I told you about this pivot ring way in advance, right here. I've been talking about this for a while, and we hit it. And look what happened, guys. We hit that ring. We got rejected. So if we move sideways, we'll hit it, we'll get rejected. But also I'm telling you, if we cross above that support level, let me get rid of this stuff, try to explain this one more time. This is an important support level needs to hold. Why does 54,900, this support level right here, need to hold? Because if this support level breaks, that means we're breaking down from this pattern, which could send us to the 20-week moving average. If it holds, if we stay above and we cross this ring, it is very possible we'll get a pump. And that pump will send you up to potentially 58,947. If we break above that, your target is 65,000. The CME gap, I don't think it. Yeah, there was one above. It did get filled. The one below, I don't think so. Let me check. So again, the exchanges, I'm trading the A1 chart, the B1 chart, and the C1 chart. I keep these other charts. People had mentioned some of these charts. You know, they later on they come into play. But right here, the CME futures chart. So Bitcoin dominance, peak the bull run 2.0. The one I was just showing you, that pattern we're in, this is the Bitstamp daily moving averages 300, 200, 100. Make sure you load these charts up. This is under BTC related. So let's see, CME futures. Let's see what's going on with this. Well, we're close to it, guys. We're coming down to it. No, we have not filled that gap. To fill that gap, we have to drop to 54,385. Let me make this larger. 54,385, and that is going to be very interesting, because if we fill this gap at 54,385, that is going to put us below this pattern. So you see what I'm saying here, right? If right here, the bottom of this trend line, this is our support. If we break down below this, we break out of this pattern. This is right here at 54,000. Directly below us is 54,389. And you can see 54,385. So if people expect this to come down and fill this gap, and a lot of people, what happens is once you fill the gap, price pushes back up. But the thing is, that is our support that needs to hold. So maybe that's what will happen. Maybe we'll come down, we'll fill this gap, 54,385, push back up. That would play right along with this pattern right here. We fill the gap, right? Confluence, guys, confluence. We come down, we fill this gap, and then we push back up. If you break above 59,078, you know, then we can come up to 65,000. But if we fill that gap and we drop below it, we're right on the cusp of breaking the point that will send us down to the 20-week moving average. I can tell you this, if we come down and test the 20-week moving average and it holds, then the bull run is going to continue. As long as the U.S. markets continue up and sideways, there's no crash, the U.S. dollar continues to go sideways, goes down, guys, then where the bull run is still going. But if the 20-week breaks, you're no longer in a bull run. Once we break below the 20-week, the bull run is over. It's been canceled. We're back in a bear market. But again, the 20-week holds and we start pushing higher, we're in a bull run. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me just give you some price targets really quick, just pay attention to. So again, I'm just showing you. I showed you here. If you're just tuning in, this was yesterday's live stream. Check it out. I said when we got to 59,049, this is where you would short right here. This is the yellow ring I was talking about. We pushed up. We hit 59,000 right here. We hit this yellow line. I said this is the point you short. People that shorted, it came all the way down to 57,261. I said this is where you would long. And you can see what happened. It pushed up from that point. So I just give you price targets to pay attention to. In this live stream, you can go back and watch where price was. I said this was your support to long from. Price is pushing up. How high it goes, I don't know. We know our first resistance is right here, 56,532. If you push above that, this is very strong resistance. So if we pushed up, I would get the hell out of 57,500. I'm telling you to pay attention to this yellow ring. If you don't have access to the chart, it's going to be difficult to do that. But again, I do think, and I mentioned this in a tweet, if we come down and we test support, as long as we stay above this point, if we cross this ring, we could get a pump to send us up to the top of that pattern we're in. If you stay before this yellow ring and break support, then we're breaking down from that larger pattern, which will send us down to test the 20-week moving average. That's it, guys. That's all I'm saying. Be prepared to potentially test a 20-week moving average, and also don't forget, I think we're due for a market correction, specifically with the Dow Jones. I believe the rest of them will be coming down. The most important price target you have right here, 54,400-ish. If that breaks, we're coming down. I'm in USD right now. I just trade. All I do is trade, guys. I do not stay in. I trade during the day. I'll buy at support, sell at resistance. I do not stay in overnight. I don't want to set a stop loss, have it come down, stop me out, push back up. Right now, I think a lot of people still think that, prices continue to push higher and higher. They keep buying. They get stopped out. They get liquidated. I'm telling you, I think we're headed down. We're not headed up. I think we're going to test the 20-week. And people say, why are you so bearish? Why you say we're going to drop? Guys, dropping down to the 20-week is bullish. If you go back and you look at the larger, if you just go back, let me just clear everything off this damn chart, but the 20-week. Just so you can see, guys, this is the 20-week. Let me put it on line drawing. Just so you understand this. This was our run up back here. And keep in mind, this is the 300 weekly. This is a very important level too. This is our 20-week, guys. We come down, we find support. As long as we're above it, that's bullish. And these are big drops, guys. This is a 30% drop. This right here was a 30% drop. This was a this right here was a 35% drop. Looks like they're all like 35% drops. This one was 37%. This drop here, this was the top. We dropped down, we dropped below it, 64%. You can see we're underneath the 20-week, bearish. Come down. We got above it. We had a little mini bull run. We never actually touched it the whole time. We were below it. This is our current you can call it a bull run. We're above it right now. Tested it one time. We need to come down and test it again. Yes, it's possible this could push up and then we bounce off of it. That would be bullish, I guess, as long as we make contact with it. But if it does this, you got a hell of a drop to come down and touch it before pushing back up. So all I'm saying is, if we come down, that is healthy, because we need to test this 20-week at some point. If we just continue just to go up higher and higher and higher without ever touching this 20-week moving average, I think that's actually not good for Bitcoin. That's very unhealthy, and you're just setting yourself up for a crash. No, I don't hodl. I trade 100%. I'm in USD 100%. I buy at support with everything I have, write it up, take my profit. I just trade during the day. I mean, Bitcoin's making $1,000 moves a day, sometimes $2,000 moves. So if you play with one Bitcoin, I mean, you can make $1,000 a day with these moves. I'm not going to stay in. I'm not going to, if Bitcoin drops 30 or 20% or 40%, I'm going to buy that support and ride it back up. I'm not going to miss out on that. But that's it, guys. Just want to make you aware of that. Do pay attention. We have a gap. It's very possible this gap could get filled. If that gap does get filled, though, guys, remember, if we drop below 54,000, that 370 area, we're going to be breaking out of a larger structure. 54,370, if we fill that gap, it holds, and we push back up, then it's possible we could go a lot higher, all right, because we're in this pattern right now. But if that does not hold, I'm just telling you, pay attention, because it looks like there's a lot of confluence down here, right? You got this support line. You've got this ring we're respecting. You've got the 20-week moving average. That's a lot of damn confluence. You've got a pattern we're in. If this breaks to the downside, this is your target right here, and that is going to be around right here, anywhere from $40,000 to $42,000. That's it, guys. If you do want to access these charts, again, the website is opticalartcrypto.com. I'll have a link pinned in the first comment. $39 a month to get access to Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, access to our Discord and my Twitter. Make sure you email me through the contact page for the Discord invite link, and to follow me on Twitter. If you want to learn how to create these charts, I teach you. I have 5 tutorials from scratch. I narrate from beginning to end, teaching you my method of charting, and I have stocks as well. That's it, guys. I'll see you on Twitter and Discord.